My tomatoes are way behind where they should be. They actually look pretty pitiful. Way behind. We'll make up ground pretty quick though. My peppers ain't much better. Although it's just now really getting warm enough for peppers to start taking off. They like that super hot weather. Alright, so pardon the wind, I forgot the microphone. We've got our fence put up. If you've never seen or heard or read, deer for whatever reason are deterred by three-dimensional obstructions. If you look, I've got a middle wire here about nose height for a deer, and then I've got a low wire here and a high wire here. For whatever reason, deer don't like this. I'm hoping this bottom wire here is enough to deter most ground predators. I really don't want to have to buy Premier 1 netting again and put all the way around the garden. I've got some to spare, but not enough for the whole garden. Most of it is tied up here with these rascals. And we've got to get our connections finished here. We're going to run a main line down, and then we're going to run some rows on in and this away. And you can see Mother Nature is trying to do its thing. Looks like a chia pet, a chia pet growing in the garden here. I wish I had a tiller and I could hit it again and just knock all that out, but what I'm going to do is put my rows in, and we're going to probably cut some of this down here in the next few days, and once it dries we'll come in and just put a mat of dried grass down and smother all that stuff out. First things first, we got to get all our stuff unloaded, get situated. Definitely got to turn the fence charger off. I'm not trying to get zapped all day long, so we'll do that, and I think we're good to go. Up. I didn't bring a tape measure. Dang it, I knew I'd forget something. I'm going to leave myself a little bit of room right here in the corner because this is pretty much where I always come in and out of the garden. So I'm going to come in, I will go a couple of feet here. So there's our first one. There's 1224. That's mighty close. We'll go 36. Twelve, 24, 36. I do my drip irrigation a little bit differently than most people. I actually use these fittings instead of that little punch thing and all the little dimple makers and all those little things. These things are pretty cool. They just twist in pretty good and tight. Just twist in the other side. Lots of light duty exercise for the wrist. And this side, I will admit, is always a pain because it is never a tight fit on that end. So what I end up using are pipe clamps, which is easy enough. I wasn't using the drill for my holes in. I just used the drill and zipped this thing right in. But more light duty work for the wrist. Be all right. All right, so let's look at what we've got here in our pitiful little maters, way behind schedule. So D's here are determinants, I's are indeterminates. We've got early girls, mortgage lifter, gladiators. Those are supposed to be huge. Those and super sauce, both are supposed to be huge. Brandywine pink, Cherokee purple. I have no idea what happened to the label for that one. That's gonna be a guessing game all summer long, I reckon. This is a cherry tomato indeterminate. Look how dark that is. It's called Midnight. Got Sun Peach is a cherry tomato. It's orange, real light color. Super Sweet 100 cherry tomatoes. Those are white. I forget something another. These are enchiladas. Those are supposed to be good, big like slicer, saucer tomatoes. Look at these tiny little peppers. Golly. And then we've got some volunteer something and others in here. That looks like a Brussels sprout coming up in there. We've lost some of them. We had a frost and I forgot to get them inside, and the frost nipped a lot of the leaves, which is why they look as pitiful as they do. This soil was a terrible choice too. I'm not a fan of this soil. I'm going to do something different next year. Looks like we're going to lose this one here. It's broke. And I think I've actually had a little bit of slug pressure, because I've noticed some of the leaves look like they've been munched on a little bit. But we're going to start with these determinants because I know they're going to stay relatively small right here in this top corner where I come in and out of the garden. So early girls go in first. A little root bound, but not bad. All right, we got 2 rows in. Let's test this water out and see what happens. First, I need to close this side and open this side. So water's gonna come on down. I've got it pinched off there, so water should go to there, fill up, and then start pushing this way. I can see we're already dripping here. I can feel the water in the line already. You can see it's leaking. Not dripping. Got air in the line. Sometimes this new drip tape takes a little finagling to get these weep holes to open up. You can hear the air in the line. There it comes. I reckon we got it all out of there. And we're already dripping here on our bottom line. Looks like we got a leak here. I should not have that much water. Yep, got a leak right here. This thing didn't get all the way tight. That's not good. I'll have to come in and fix that. Again, that's a downside about these things. It just doesn't seal quite tight. What I typically do is put a little bit of duct tape around there and then put this pipe back on over the nipple and tighten it down, and that creates a pretty tight seal. All right, y'all, after many hours and a couple of side quests, we've got all but 6 of our tomatoes in the ground. This old drip tape down here had to come out. And that was the old stuff. I think it was just some Amazon stuff. I bought this roll this year from Drip Irrigation Plumbing Mart something another. This stuff far outperforms that other stuff. I had that other stuff on these first 3 rows, and then I put this one in and turned the water on, and I got to watching the flow between the 2 types, and it was clear that this stuff was better. So I ripped those first 3 out and replaced it with this new stuff. I went ahead and got this laid out, got a little bit more plumbed in here, got this laid out. I'm out of pipe clamps up here. I've got more in the tool shed, and I'm out of these ground staples here that I use to hold the pipe in. I've got more of those as well in the tool shed. But clouds have rolled in and we are gonna run out of daylight here. A couple of hours. I've still got a bunch of cleanup to do. I've still got chicken chores to do. This one Yahoo over here has jumped the fence about 5 times today to come over and be nosy. She doesn't realize it, but she's about 1 step shy of being in a crock pot. So this is all we're gonna do for the garden today. Now I'll be back out here tomorrow to do some more. We've got a bunch of rain coming this week, so tomorrow may be it. I might be able to squeeze something in Monday evening or Tuesday evening after work. I don't know. We'll have to see how much rain we get tomorrow. And somewhere along the way, we'll pick up some more rocks.